It's episode 160 now. It's just after 5 o'clock in the evening on the 6th day of February, and post-school holidays. The holidays are over and everyone is back at school now, and some staff have finished their holidays. And welcome to you on episode 160. I'm Barry Fair. Thanks for joining my offsider Rob Doyle and myself. Here we've got a show coming up for you tonight, and we've got a few new topics. First of them, how to avoid getting stressed during the school break time, especially when it's a 40k speed limit. Okay, we brought this up a few years ago on our show, and now here's Rob back from his holiday. Good evening, Rob. Welcome to you.
Thanks, Barry. It's good to be back, and it's a very important topic. This one, the speed limit around the schools. There's just no exceptions. You know, you have to do that because at that age, children sometimes just are impulsive, and we have to be careful.
Okay, well, normally I will be getting ready to go out to the club, but still no green light on that just yet. But despair not. Um, the Saturday night wrap is here. Okay, another thing we'd like to impose on is crossing the road safely at the school with your kids. So parents, please don't let your kids go out in front of the traffic. Here's my offsider for kids opening sequence on this.
Yeah, well, as you know, Barry, I've got a couple of young boys, as well as some older ones, and they I'm always very careful. I never let them out of my sight, and I always make sure I hold their hand near particularly the 6 year old, to hold his hand whenever I'm walking alongside the road, and also at crossings and lights and everything else. I mean, they get well drilled at school with what's the right safety precautions, but it's good, you know, you've got to hear it from the parents as well.
And do not cross the road until there is a green arrow. Here's my offsider.
That's right, you know, green arrow, and or I think you can turn on a green light where it's safe to do so. Sometimes you can make a right hand turn as long as it's safe to do so.
Okay, well, during this COVID time, ladies and gentlemen, it is now appropriate to say that it's no excuse to go breaching the rules just yet. We know that some restrictions have been lifted, but not all of them. Here's my offside.
Yeah, we've still got to be cautious, haven't we, Barry? We still that's obviously why you're still unable to go down to the club. But you know, if we do, everyone keeps doing the right things. Before you know it, we'll be waving goodbye to you, and you'll be going off down the club. So.
But getting back to the most important topic, okay, crossing the road safely at school crossings, okay. Like we just said a couple of minutes ago, please don't let your kid go out onto the road. And my offsider said he had a couple of boys and he would never let them out of his sight.
Never would, and it's always best to be the two of them, you know, in pairs, so that they can look after each other.
And now it's time to bring up the school lunches. Now, school lunches should be healthy, parents. Here's my outsider.
Yeah, that's true. They've got all sorts of things at the canteen, but we like to pack a nice school lunch for the boys. You know, some crunch and sip, as they say, which is water, and to drink and from their bottle, and obviously some fruit or some vegetable like carrot or something chopped up so they can munch on that, and then they've got a sandwich or something else at lunchtime. So nice healthy meal.
And also, what about a good lunchbox to fit everything in? Here's my outsider.
Yeah, well, our boys have got sort of one lunchbox for their sandwich, and then a separate ones for the other stuff, like say grapes or other stuff, because sometimes you don't want them all getting mixed up together. But no, it's one big one's all right if you've got the sections. You know, you can put it in.
Okay, and encourage your kid to drink their fluid as well, ladies and gentlemen. Here's my outsider.
Yeah, that's very important. As much as they've got to wear a hat when they're outside, no hat, no play. They have to also drink water regularly, particularly in the hot weather, so that they stay hydrated.
Okay, and for breakfast before they leave for school, give them a nutritious breakfast. Here's my outsider.
Yeah, that's a good one, Barry. Yeah, you just occasionally they can have a sort of sugary syrup, but they've got to have something, you know, like banana on top or strawberries on top, or you know, something good to eat. You know?
So, what would you give your kids for breakfast?
Well, sometimes they have. We've got brown rice noodles. Sometimes they'll have noodles. Sometimes they might have a boiled egg, you know, and dunk the toast in the boiled egg. And sometimes they might have, yeah, it's just a good cereal. Either a muesli. Oh, porridge is another one they might have, you know.
And what about granola?
Granola, then, well, when I have granola, they usually, the little one likes to have some of mine, but neither of them are that fussed about granola. I think maybe as they get older, they'll get into that. But right now, I'm happy for them to have gluten-free cornflakes with banana on top. You know, that's good.
Well, now, the last topic, and here it is. Well, tonight we are going Italian style for dinner tonight, and we had some delicious pizza. Here's my outsider.
Yes, yes, a pizza. You know, you've all got your names on them out there. They're ready to go in the oven pretty soon to be fired up. And I know this is Pizza Town. You guys love a pizza, and you know, as long as you have a pretty good topping on them, you know, they're quite healthy too, pizzas, as long as you don't eat them every night. You know?
So pizza, who loves it? Let us know down below here. Here's my outsider.
Yeah, I think you get a lot of people saying they love their pizza, Baz. But like I say, it's not something that should be having all the time. There's all different types these days, isn't there? Ones with a thick base and a thin base and a wholemeal bases and you know gluten-free bases, and so it's good. Everyone can join in.
So we have a selection of yummy toppings. I can't tell you all because what they all are because I can't remember them. But pizzas, guys, they're really delicious. You know what you're putting on them. It's better than the store-bought stuff because they sometimes use ingredients that may be old, but I think some places stores they make their dough fresh.
Yep.
Here's my outsider.
That's right, Barry. I mean, it's nice to find those good old Italian families or run businesses that make the pizza the old-fashioned way, and that's a good one. Where they've got the big stone ovens and what have you. Yeah, I agree.
So, sink your teeth into a pizza tonight. Well, now it's our closing segment. Well, the closing segment is I've got a tape of the young talent team 15 years anniversary album. And Rob, do you remember the young talent team?
I certainly do. I certainly do. Who was there? Was Jamie Redfern, and then there was other guys like what's his name?
Joey D.
Joey D. Yeah, and also the really good singer that went on as the Italian sound, Tina Arena. I think she was on Young Talent.
Oh, she was, yes.
Yeah. And
Danny Minogue.
Danny Minogue, yeah. So they used to. Some of them went on and had very long careers, didn't they? I think Tina Arena is probably far and away the most successful of them.
So yeah, I've got the tape, and I was listening to it the other night. One of my other upsiders, and what great memories of what they were.
Good.
So next time on the show, we'll be talking about how not to cross the road and what foods and drink not to give your kids. So that's all coming up next time.
Good.
And speaking of crossing the road, back to our opening segment, I conquered my fears on Tuesday, Rob.
Did you?
And since I was a little bit nervous, but I got there in the end. So
good stuff, Barry. Congratulations.
So I am going to be doing it again somewhere else.
Good stuff.
And that's our program for this evening, and our closing message: be there for one another during this difficult time. We know that it's been frustrating, but hang in there, guys. I will be hopefully saying goodbye to this studio soon so I can go out and have a bit of fun. And hopefully that will happen. And the number that we always end the show with, that is 000. Please do not ring that number unless you have an emergency. Here's my offsider for his closing message about that important number.
Yeah, that's always nice to finish on a high note there, Barry, and you're known for your warning of people to be cautious about not using it in the wrong situation and just for the emergencies. And it's good to be back here hearing you give that warning again in the new year, and I look forward to being in the studio with you again soon.
And this has been episode 160. The time is 21 after 5 years. This has been Barry Fear and Rob Doyle, and here he is to say his good evening now.
Okay, well, it's just nearly time for the pizza to go in the oven, Barry, so good evening, everyone, and thank you, Barry, for having me in here.
And thank you, and I may have some news for you on the next show as well, so I will keep you posted. Okay, so
yep.
I will keep you posted.
Look forward to that.
On what's happening, but until the next episode, as Tony Barbie used to say, keep smiling. Bye for now. Have a good attitude, everyone, and enjoy your Sunday, whatever your plans are, and be careful out on that road. Until the next episode, then, Barry Fear and Rob Doyle wishing you a fantastic Saturday night and Sunday. Here he is.
Good night, all.
And Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
And I love my pizza. Good night, everybody. Take care. See you later. See you on episode 161. Bye bye.